going to push forward because it's at a standstill, right? Hopefully he got it. No? Wow. Wow, Sifu. That's crazy. Good morning, everyone. We are getting started in just a sec here. Just getting the last of our settings for our streams. We stream to multiple destinations. So we're streaming to our Calvin Chin's Martial Arts Academy Facebook page, to our Calvin Chin's Martial Arts Academy Facebook streaming video page, to our Kung Fu Friends Network on Facebook, to YouTube, Twitter, and so sorry, it's just taking me 1 sec to make sure we've got everything live where it's supposed to be. I think that should do it. So in any case, one more thing. Let's just make sure. Yep, we're good. All right, so good morning, everyone. This is beginner and intermediate, all ages, Hunggar or Hung Kuen Kung Fu class. Welcome back. We're happy to have you join us today. Please do follow along at home. For all of our students, you know the format of the class. If you're new to our content, what we're doing is streaming our classes live. So this is a full 1 hour class. We're going to be doing a series of fundamental exercises that we do at every class. Then we're going to do a horse stance drill with a couple of blocks, punches, that type of thing. Then we're going to do another series of punches, a series of kicks, at which point our Sifu Calvin Chen will come in and he's going to delve a little further into basically our beginner to intermediate content. So that includes content from the first form that we teach, which is Moy Fa Kuen, the Plum Flower Fist set, Lao Ga Kuen, the second form, Lao Family Fist set, Bumbu Kuen, which is a 7-star praying mantis crushing step form, and also Ching Cheurng Kuen, which is the war palm set. And in all of that, he'll be teaching both sequence and detail. He may be working still in the Bumbu Kuen as he was on Tuesday. And again, we're streaming 4 days a week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And would love to have you join us. So without further ado, let's begin. We make a nice big hoop, and we're going to turn 1, 2, 3, switch, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3. Left hand on the waist, reaching over. Everything we're doing, I'm going to do mirror image facing you. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3. We're going to raise the arms up, bending at the waist, stretching towards the floor. 1, 2, 3. To your right. 2, 3. To your left. 2, 3. Middle 1 time, we stand up. Inhale. And also through the nose, exhale. Again. 1, 2, 3. To your right. 2, 3. To your left. 2, 3. Middle once. Inhale. And exhale. And again. 1, 2, 3. to your right, 2, 3, to your left, 2, 3, middle once, inhale, and exhale. Good, hands on the waist. On this one, we're going to make a waist rotation or a circle with the hip. We want to keep the feet flat and still, and we want to keep the head relatively still as we do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 and 2. Let's switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 and 2. Crossing the hands, knees, making a gentle circle with the knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 and 2. Switch hands, switch directions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 and 2. Hands on the waist, turning the head side to side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 and 2. Back and forth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 and 2. Tilting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 and 2. Rotation, big circle. 1, 2. Nice and easy. It's your neck. You don't want to injure yourself. 3, and we switch. 1, 2, and 3. Very good. Let's open up. Arms out. Going to relax your arms. Keep your feet flat. You want to turn your head, and then the waist and the body will follow. Okay? So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to cross the fingers, turn to the right, left heel off the floor, keep the back straight, stretching that thigh and the hip. 1, 2, 3. We switch sides. 1, 2, 3. We switch. 1, 2, 3. We switch. 1, 2, and 3. Sitting on your left leg, both feet flat, right leg is straight, and we stretch. And we switch sides, and we stretch. Switch, we're going to toe up. And we switch. Everyone up. We turn to the right, both legs straight. Right toe facing the right side. Bend at the waist. switch, turn to your left. To the middle. Okay, let's bring the feet in. Hands together, elbows between the knees, toes are facing out, and we're going to use those elbows pushing on the knees to stretch open the hip. Good, we're going to sit. Feet together. Okay, right leg out, keeping your right leg straight, stretching towards the right foot. Okay, let's switch. Both feet out front. We're going to bounce, switch. On the count of 3, we're going to get up. 1, 2, 3. Shake it out. Okay. Ready position, so your feet are straight, parallel, flat. Hands at your sides. You're going to make fists. Raise them up. Elbows are back. Bend the knees. Kick your heels out 45. Your toes out 45. Your heels out 45. And your toes out 22 and a half. Your feet end up parallel, straight line, toe to toe. Feet are flat, knees go out, and your back is straight. The body should be relaxed. We're going to punch a reverse punch, Ping Choi, and it goes to the center. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 and 2. Closing. 1, 2. Low block. We press. 1. Make sure your elbow is out. You have this rounded hoop shape. With a single hand technique, you got to line up on the center. You don't want to line up with your fingers on the center because a kick or something else will come right through that. You want to line up with the wrist on the center, so you use that forearm for deflection. So here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 and 2. Closing. 1, 2. Oh, hit my mic. All right, middle block. We're going to come across the body, stopping at the shoulder. You don't need to go this far. If it's out there, you didn't need to block in the first place. But it is important that your hand doesn't just come up on this side. It comes across the body to clear things out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 and 2. Notice when we're doing this, we're clearing the hand. So this hand's the block. If it were to get grabbed, the other hand comes across, and this hand removes that grab. Okay? Here we go. High block. We lift. Same thing as the middle block. As the low block. You have a hoop shape. This one, the wrist should be above the eyebrows. You shouldn't have to do this to see underneath your hand. And your wrist lines up on the center. It has to come up the middle. If you do this, you're going to miss. You got to come up the middle. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Closing. 1, 2. Now we're going to do lean one, sam sik. All 3, one side. 1, 2, 3. Switch. 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 1, 2, and 3. Closing. 1, 2. You'll notice that we close like this. If you're a student at our school, you know that we do this as an escape. Someone grabs, you bring it in, drop your elbow, use your arm as a lever, okay? So this is why we do this all the time. All these exercises, we're repeating that so we can hope to build that into muscle memory, okay? So let's do low block punch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 and 2. Closing. 1 and 2. Middle block punch. Come across the body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Closing. 1, 2. High block punch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 and 2. Closing. 1 and 2. Danji Kyosei, we're going to squeeze down all the fingers. This is iron wire fist. I know it doesn't look like a fist, but that's what it's called. We're going to push out to the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Going low. 1. Okay, same thing. We want that hoop shape. Because you have two hands in the same position, you can't put them both in the middle. So you go shoulder and hip width. Pull back. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Going high, eyebrow height. 1. Note the fingers pointing towards each other. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Last set in front of you, shoulder width, shoulder height. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Thrust. Flip, roll, press. Thrust. Flip, roll, press. Thrust. Flip, roll, press, and we close. 1 and 2. Closing up the stance. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shake it out. Deep breathing. Palms up. Elbows down, elbows out. We inhale and exhale. Again, palms up. Elbows down, elbows out. We inhale and exhale. Palms up, elbows down. We inhale and exhale. Very good. Left hand on the waist, feet shoulder width, bending the knees slightly. Make a fist with your right hand. You want that fist to be lined up right in the center of the chest. You punch out and in. Okay, we switch, punch. Okay, stop to the right, keep the body facing the front, punch. Okay, stop, switch, punch. Okay, stop. Both fists up by the ears, elbows are vertical. We're going to turn, come across the body diagonally. You want your fist to come down towards the knee. Obviously, you're not going to try to punch yourself in the knee, but you turn the waist, bring that fist over the knee. Your other hand stays here. So as you come across on the other side, this fist comes to here to protect that side. Go. You want to keep your head facing the front. Don't turn your head with the body, otherwise you lose sight of your opponent. Okay, stop. Binachoi, edge of the fist, elbow is up, horizontal, it comes out and in. Go. Okay, stop, switch, punch. Outside of the fact that your fist is a hard object, everything else in your body, your arms, everything should be as relaxed as possible. Speed kills and tension kills speed. All right, here we go. Cheurng Kuen, nice cartwheel punch, keeping the center line, one fist following the other in a circular pattern. If you look from the side, your fist should line up with the elbow of your other arm. That's going to dictate the size, so you're not up here and you're not here. It does have a set size. Use your own body to measure that size. Okay, stop. Kwa Choi, back of the fist this time, and punch. Just let it rip out there. Okay, switch, punch. Okay, stop. Lightly touching, you're going to put your right foot 45 degrees, lightly touching with your left toe. This is a cat stance. Left fist up, right fist is a low position, and we switch. Switch, 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 and switch. Good. Deep breathing. Inhale and exhale. Again. Inhale and exhale. When we do this, it's important that we don't let the hands drop. Every exercise we're doing here, even these exercises, still have martial application. There's nothing we do that's kind of frivolous or filler. So when we're doing the deep breathing exercise, yes, we're getting a good deep breath, help oxygenate the blood, helps to calm the body down a little bit. All of that's very positive. But it also is a middle block and a redirect. But you have to have proper position in order for that to work. So when we do this, we want to be mindful. We don't want to just drop, and we don't want the hands to come down, palms up, elbows down, elbows out. Inhale and exhale. Very good. Now we're going to put our right foot forward, our left foot forward, right leg back, left hand on top. We're going to punch, toe out, lift the knee, kick, and step right back, punch. Punch, toe out, lift the knee, kick, and back. Here we go. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Notice as I kick, I keep my frame. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Good. Switch. Okay, Jit Chang Hoi, pushing out with the heel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Let's switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Let's switch again. So left foot forward, left hand up, straight leg kick. You're going to swing your leg up, keeping your leg straight, bring your foot all the way back. The goal is to end in the stance that you started in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Let's switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Let's switch again. Wrong soul hoi. This is a round kick. It's also sometimes called a roundhouse. We want to punch, toe out. You're loading the hip. You're going to shift your weight forward, lift the knee, turn the waist and the hip over, and let your foot out. You're hitting with the shin and instep. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Let's switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, deep breathing. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Okay, so next we're going to do our 5 stances drill. We know Wushu has a 5 stance drill, but this is actually a traditional Hungga or Hung Kuen 5 stances drill. This is something we typically teach before we start teaching form. It's going to utilize footwork, get us used to getting into proper stances. One of the big things is making a transition from offset to leaning and leaning to offset. That type of thing is something that doesn't just come naturally to people. It's something you have to learn and figure out how to do so that you can move. Doesn't matter how strong your punch is. If you can't get to your opponent, you have an issue with that. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to do it facing the mirror. I'll go to 4 directions, even though the view is going to be from this side of the camera. So if you miss something on one side, don't worry, we'll get to it on the next side. And we're going to take it kind of slow, just because this is not for performance sake, but for instruction. So we start, ready position, we make fists, pull them up to the waist, raise the fist to the chest, drop the elbows, and push out. Palms up, make fists, pull. Some of you may recognize this as a gunji opening. Push out, pull, push, pull, push, lift, so that's elbow strike, press, thrust out, press, make a big hoop, and close. Now we go right fist on top, bending the knees, step out, offset, horse stance. Offset is toe to heel. Cheurng Kuen, we draw the bow. This is not just an arm movement with your left arm. You have to open by turning the waist. Right fist goes to the waist, so there you go for position. Sliding step, leaning stance, punch. Left hand underneath, step all the way through. Pull your elbow back. This is also an elbow stroke and a remove. Turn the waist, punch. Your hand should be lined up on your shoulder. You still have that toe to heel stance. From here, we toe out, big cross step in a scissor stance or a cross step, noguma. Make sure your rear heel is off the floor, your weight is on the right leg. Make a big hoop and turn, dragon whips the tail. Spin out, check your feet, you should still be offset horse stance. Corner back fist to the head. Notice the other fist goes to the waist. If you do an isolated movement, you kind of become top heavy. So this keeps you in balance and also lends some power to the end of the strike. We make a circle with our left hand, toe out, chun. Suspended, punch. Notice left hand here, blocking the ribs. Step straight back, cover. Leaning stance, high block, low block. Left knee up, turn, set your feet, drop, and chop. Step up, uppercut. And we close. Right fist on top, then the knees. Step out, chun. Sliding step, leaning stance, punch. Left hand underneath, step all the way through. Leaning stance, pull your elbow back, remove. Punch. toe out, big cross step, make your hoop, turn, dragon whip's tail. Pivot out, corner back fist to the head. Make a circle with the left hand, toe out, step up, punch. Step straight back, cover. High block, low block, and a leaning stance. Left knee up, turn, set your feet, drop and chop. Let gravity add power to that strike. Step out, uppercut, close. Right fist on top, offset, chun. Sliding step, punch. Left hand underneath, step all the way through, pull your elbow back, punch. Toe out, big cross step, dragon whip's tail. Spin out, corner back fist to the head. Make a circle, chun. Step up, punch. Step straight back, cover. High block, low block, left knee up, turn, drop, and chop. Step out, uppercut, close. Last set. Right fist on top, step out, offset, chun. Sliding step, punch. Left hand underneath, step all the way through, remove. Notice I'm in a leaning stance. This is the transition to offset, punch. Toe out, big cross step, dragon whip's tail. Spin out, corner back fist to the head. Make a circle, chun. Step up, punch. Step straight back, cover. High block, low block. Left knee up, turn, drop, and chop. Step up, uppercut, and we close. All right, deep breathing very quickly. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. To our seat. Come up.
Okay, so some of you that have been following the class, especially students, you can see that in class when you were coming, there would be a lot more of the kids doing the form, and you didn't really have someone to really watch. But with this, it's very focused. You're only watching one person, and you can see a lot more of the details that people are using, going through. So the stances are important, the hand positions, all of these things are important as you begin to develop the image of what you see, when we're going through these forms. And, it is a training method that you run through forms. It's good for your memory. It's also good for building sequential memory and coordination. So I'm going to run through the form from beginning to end with you. So if you're following along, we're going to do the first form. So we start off in the, starting position, which is this, and we pull back. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Bend. So here's the front direction. 2, 3. So we don't have to rush through the form. Just take your time, get into the stances, and build the coordination. In the beginning, you have to watch, but eventually you should track your movements by using your eyes to follow the hands. And punch. Squat down, uppercut, sliding step. Down. Up, cross hands. 1, 2, 3, 4. Step to the back, elbow, back fist, pump. High block, crescent kick, trap, back fist, remove, punch, okay? Change, get back to the front, sliding step, palm, scoop, press, kick, punch, dragon claw, step back, sliding step, punch, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you see, you don't have to rush through the form because what you're building is muscle memory. So muscle memory is, when you do something over and over again, your body starts to recognize what that movement is and you get better at it. So there's no difference between say, a baseball pitcher who practices throwing the ball over and over again to develop accuracy of movement and the precision timing used to get that ball to go from point A to point B. So when we're going through those motions, if I Ching Cheurng and I practice this, my goal is to get my hand from here to there as efficiently as possible and as forceful as possible to develop power, and at the same time have coordination between the hands and the legs. So, it's called body form. If I did this, and I lift up my legs and I go like that, you can see that that's typically how someone learns how to pitch a ball or even swing a bat, because I use something that you can relate to, sort of make a connection that that's what is going on here, that's what's going on here, that's what's going on here. So when we move, we have target positions. We have to get from point A to point B. So how do you do that efficiently and effectively, and that it looks like the way it's supposed to be? So what do? You have to watch. You watch and you pick up on what the person who's teaching you is doing, and then from there you translate what you see into what your body is doing. So for kids that are learning, if we get too detailed into some of the concepts we have that we teach, that we used to teach adults, it might be a little bit, too advanced for you as far as a strategy of learning. But when it comes to learning sports or copying what you see, whether it's skating or throwing a football, you see this on TV all the time, or you see your friends playing these sports. So you try to copy what they're doing, and that's how we learn. So if we're learning Kung Fu, you have to copy the teacher, you copy what he's doing or she's doing, depending on, so this is the second form. This is the salute, and this is getting back to the position where we start. So you copy these movements, and you mimic these movements the best you can, okay? And then you develop a sequence. So you get familiar with these movements, and you start to be able to copy it, knowing that there's a sequence. And then we go to the back side. Now it's opposite the front. And you see the different parts of the body that we use. In the 5 stance that Lucien went through, you could see all of the movements will show up somewhere that he did in 5 stances. Whether it's a cross stance, a horse stance, a leaning stance, all of these things start to make sense after a while. Okay, so that's your second form. So if you're working on the first form or the second form, you should do it probably 2 or 3 times each time you do the form, and change up on it. Do it slowly, make it a little faster, make it a little stronger. There's different ways of practicing your form so that you can build different strengths. Say if you're doing it slowly, you're trying to develop maybe accuracy of movement, because now you're doing it slower. It's just like practicing in slow motion, like throwing a ball. You're developing the body mechanics, so how your body should move, okay? Now, if you're doing it maybe for sequence, you might just run through it just to practice it so that you know that you can remember the order of movement. Then you might practice it for focus. So you now you want to put some intensity into the movement so that you know that you develop timing. So those are, ways to practice a form. It's not always just like we were doing in class, just get together. That's really for sequential memory so that you can follow each other and do it. But now you're home, and you're doing it at home, and you don't have anybody to follow except for the person that's on the video. So we try to get this information to you so that you can see and also hear, what has to be done. Now, there's a lot of different things in the form that you might be a little confused with, like the butterfly palms. So when you go like this and you turn, or you go like this and you turn, your hands end up here. One is by this area, sort of near the armpit, and this is on your waist, okay? And this is a cutting hand, and this is, so that's how those two hands work together. Now, those two hands actually are tied to your legs. Now, when you're doing a crisscross step like that, we call it a unicorn step. When the hand goes this way, the foot goes that way. So when the hand goes this way, the foot goes that way. Then this is going to wrap around, so this goes in this way. So your hands go in the opposite direction. Do you know what I mean by opposite? When my leg goes this way, my hand goes that way. Okay. Now when my leg goes this way, my hands go that way. And then we end up here and we push and we do the same thing. So that's a unicorn step or a cross step, double cross step, and a butterfly palm hand movement. Now when we go here, one and uppercut, you look in the front position, this is how it should look. But because it's in the corner, you don't have to change your body position, you just change the direction. So I'm here, 1, 2. So those are considered corner movements because you're walking in this direction and you're walking in that direction. Okay, the sword finger is this. So we call these sword fingers because usually when you do the straight sword, we have this hand position. It's just something that goes with the weapon. Now, one of the things we have are two versions of kicks. When we go like this, you have a front kick, and you step forward and punch. So that's using either your instep, which is the top of your foot, or the toe. And it doesn't have to go real high, it just has to go about waist level. It could be a little higher than that, but just say go waist level. And then that's your front kick, okay? Then you have a blade kick, which uses this part of your foot. And the blade kick is designed to kind of flick like that. So when you're practicing the blade kick, in Kung Kun is that, but here we're just going to do this. So what it is, it's an action. We can't develop an action unless we build some kind of coordination into the movement. So if we're not familiar with flicking our leg like this, you're certainly not going to be able to do a kick. So the best way to practice your kick, and in the form we only do it on the right side. So that's that's sort of traditional that we use right-sided offensive movements. So we have the front kick. That's the same front kick as the one we do here. And in the first one, it's the same thing. So here, we're going to go like this. You have to pull it to your knee and do that, okay? Do that. So that's how you develop the edge of your foot. So when you're here, you're going to be here. So here's your edge of the foot. Now how it goes up would kind of go like that. So you're using this portion of the leg rather than the tip of your foot. So that's just a motion. So you try to get that action into the leg, and it's kind of like this. So that's something that you can practice. If you want to do both sides, you would do it on this side and this side. So you go to the corner, and you go to the corner. So So it does take a little bit of coordination, but your hip is involved, your knee, and the blade of your foot. So that's something that you could use as a drill. Get the motion, because it does take a little bit of a flick and a little of your hip moving over like that. So that's what happens when you're here. And then you end up like this, which is a phoenix eye. Okay, so that's the second form. First form, we actually have a crescent kick. So I was using this just as a sample of what you can do. If you have someone at home, you could use an arm or whatever it is. You can just learn to do this. You're in the high block, you go like that, high block. And you go as high as you need to go to get your foot over that. You can actually stand here and do this. So it gets you working. Now, at the school, sometimes we would have someone's hand there and you would go over it. But at home, you can just, maybe have a little something that's sticking out like that. You could even use your chair. This is wider, and just go like that, over the top like that. You see, you could just stand here and do this. Now, if you're smaller, turn it around and just go like this. So what you do is, using these muscles, everything that we do that requires some kind of motion requires muscular control. So muscular control is building control of your muscles and building coordination. So that's something that's very important for especially the youth who want, some kids are not very coordinated. So you do these movements to build that coordination, and eventually, even if you're playing soccer and you're going to kick, how many people actually learn to kick? You see a ball and somehow you're going to get to it, and then, so you really don't develop a kick the same way. Unless you're a good player, you probably won't spend any time kicking the ball. If you play tennis, what do? You learn to hit the ball. So everything that you do requires some kind of skill. Now with Kung Fu, we practice targeting in a sense, but it's imaginary. It's a virtual target, just like you're doing this class is a virtual class. We're doing it without actually being physically in front of each other. So if you're practicing your movement, you have to practice virtually. So you don't have a target hit, so you practice imagining that. That's what we call visualization. And then, as you build your accuracy, you'll be able to hit that target. So what type of sports do you have that require accuracy of strikes? Maybe tennis, you would have to hit the ball. If it's baseball, you have to hit the ball. If it's a football, you have to kick the ball. So that's accuracy of movement. And then what's important when you hit the ball, which regardless of what type of ball, where it's going to go, right? So when you throw a punch, where's it going to go? It has to go to your opponent's chest, to the face, or wherever you're trying to strike. So you have to target those areas. We focus not specifically looking, taking the physical fighting side about it. We focus on using our body to target positions. We center line, okay? We go to the head. We go to the waist. So that's what we do. The waist, okay? The shoulders, your sternum, like where your chest is, and to the face. So that's all you have to think of, just three areas: high, middle, and low. High, middle, and low. And this hand goes here. This is shoulder height. That's your punch. So all of these things are just guidelines to how you should practice to improve your form and improve your understanding, really. Now, that's second form. Now I want to go through the third form so we can focus on the sequence first. Then we'll pick up some of the movements that are in the form. So I don't do it with a lot of strength or focus, just working sequence. Now that's something that we have to understand. When we work sequence, we don't have to put so much strength in it that we're going to exhaust ourselves. We practice to memorize order. And then we practice perfection of the posture, which is your position. Okay, so that's the sequence. Because we're practicing it for sequence, you're not putting a whole lot of speed or a whole lot of power in the movement, but building, the sequence that happens so that you can memorize it and eventually not have to think through the sequence. And then while you're building, the sequence, you're also building the coordination. A couple of things. I've been talking about how that works in the last class and how those movements are. So we get to a point where we're, say, in the back fist, and we thrust, pull, and we mentioned last time, this is the ginger knuckle, and this is catching the elbow to the uppercut, right? Then we hop. The next movement is a lunge. You step through, shoot the punch out, grab, and pull. So grabbing and pulling is exactly you grab someone's opponent, your opponent, and then your hands go like this, hook this side, go to leaning stance, go to suspended stance, high, chop, and hook. Okay? So to learn the sequence, we have to build off of previous movements. So when we're here, 1, 2, hop. 1, 2, we know this. Now from here, we shoot the hand out. We grab, reverse the stance, pull, push, double elbow, left elbow, right elbow. So you notice this is a hook and an up, a hook and an up in this position, then related. So there's an alternating effect, which really is part of that coordination. So we go to high block, drop the hand, chop, hook. Now we sit back, turn, elbow, stop here. See the hands are crossed, you see it? Turn. Adjust the feet. So this is going to happen later on. In the other forms, you have some pivoting. So this is a left punch to here. So all this time we've been doing this. Now you have a left one. Okay, then the next movement is sweep. 1, 2, to here. Okay, so that's the sequence that we're working on. So we're at this uppercut position. Hop. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's a good place to stop before you do your 2 sweeps and a hop. And that takes you to the next section. So, in each section of the form, you have some common movements. Like in the beginning, we have this. It's actually done only on the left side where we're moving, and then we have the punch or the uppercut, or the step through. So there's two different methods there. You notice this is off the front leg. This is off the front leg. This is off the back leg. Hand here, uppercut. This is off the front leg. And then we pull. Level to the floor. Waist level. 2 elbows. Elbows should go toward your center line. Don't have it out like that. Okay, elbow. Here. Drop the elbow. Twist the foot. Step to leaning. Turn the horse. Scoop. And then when we return, double elbow. Okay? Here. So this is stepping up, slice, side position like this. So you're like this, 1, 2. And then you would do this. And then the sweeps happen. So what we've been doing with the mantis, this is vertical. So see the vertical elbow is elbow down. This is horizontal. So if I move forward, this is just something you can do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, or just do the hands. 1, 2, so this is essentially reversing the hands. Okay, so what is happening is there's a direction. When I'm here, it goes that way. So the upper hand is doing the opening, right? So if this is in the front, your hands would look like this. If you go to the side, your hands would look like that. So this hand is under here. This hand is still under there, but it's over to the side. So you have them there and there. Now when this hand goes this way, and this hand goes this way, which way does the leg go? The leg goes opposite. Opposite. So it doesn't matter. If I go this way, it's opposite. If I go this way, it's opposite. So your legs, so that's actually sort of a spatial awareness. You know your space. If there's a soccer ball there, I want to kick it, I would do this, right? That's a sweep. So this is how you would practice this as a leg move. So you can go like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, now turning requires you to pull the leg back. So the better control you have with the legs, the better your sweep will be. Okay, so you see, I do it, just as a drill. If I'm like this, my foot's like, it doesn't go over here. It goes over here. Okay? So everything is in line. Everything is in line. So that's what a sweep is. And what is this foot doing? You're not kicking the leg like that. Okay? You're not kicking. You're not kicking. You're sweeping, you're hooking, and you're controlling the movement. The foot stays close to the floor. So you see the foot actually pulls in, okay? So that's important characteristic. Say, just as a sample, if I use this as my foot, I go like this. So you get an idea, how your body has to find positions, and as your body finds position, that too is muscle memory. So we have memory up here. The brain's a muscle, actually, that creates a certain amount of memory. Well, your body, that transfers information in here. Your brain becomes, the director of what your body's doing, and it produces that muscle memory. We call it proprioception, as a sixth sense. It teaches your body to know where it is in space. So if I hook my foot, I have to know where my arms are relative to my body and to my other leg. When we're in a cat stance, we have to know where the hands are, when we're in a position. So that's essentially what we're learning when we do forms. So forms are very valuable in our training, especially traditional martial arts. We train using this concept to develop sequential memory, muscle memory, and body form. And what does that do? It heightens your visual understanding. So, what do you think of body form is a language. Your body is, expressing some kind of information that someone else that's on the outside can see. So that's actually a performance skill. It's actually body language, and there's artistic characteristics to it. There's many things that can be interpreted in a certain way. All right, so that's good for today. You can review that, or you can go on to YouTube and see it again, or Facebook, or go to our website and look at that, and review the parts that maybe you missed, and hopefully you get something out of each one of these classes. So if you go to YouTube, you can subscribe to it, give us the thumbs up if you like it. If you don't like it, don't give us the thumbs down, but just hopefully it's a thumbs up all the time. Okay. Now, when we do this, use the same thumb up as we do in the positions. Okay, so memorize this position.